All right, guys, let's take a look at solving inequalities where there are variables on both sides. So I had a good question about that this week, and I thought I would share that with everybody. So let's take a look. So on number one, you notice that you've got these parentheses. So you probably are recognizing I probably need to deal with that first. Yeah, we're going to do the distributive property. So -4 times 7 is -28. That has an X on it, and then -4 times 3 is -12. And then I'm just going to write the rest of it down, less than 8 minus 8x. Okay, so now we're down to, we've got variables on two sides, we've got plain numbers on both sides, and we want to get this down to x is greater than or less than a number. Like that is our goal. That's kind of what we're working towards. So right now we have a lot more stuff than that, right? We're trying to get rid of stuff. We're trying to move stuff around. But ultimately, I do want X to be on the left side because this is an inequality. It makes graphing super simple. And that's kind of how you have to have it written in your final answer anyway. So if I need X to be on the left side, then this X needs to go over here. Now, the only way to move it across is to make it 0 on that side and like add it to the other side, right? If it's a -8x, then I need to add 8x to both sides because -8 plus 8 is 0. That gets rid of it on the right. So -28 plus 8, that's -20, and those are x's. And then I have -12 less than 8. Okay, so I'm getting closer. Now I still have this -12 on the left, but I only want X over here. So I need to move that over. So if it says -12, I need to add 12 to both sides. Now I'm going to erase this part because we're getting close to just X is greater or less than a number. All right, so I've got -20X, and then -12 plus 12 is 0. And then I've got less than 8 plus 12 is 20. Okay, so just like if this was -20x equals 20, we would divide both sides by whatever's in front of x, right? We would divide by -20. We're going to do the same thing over here. Divide by -20, divide by -20. Now, I want to remind you of this kind of silly way to remember something super important though, but our brains remember silly a lot easier than they remember the plain boring normal stuff. So if you're dividing by a negative right here, and we're going to have to flip the sign. So we have to flip it from less than to greater than. If it had been greater than, we would flip it to less than. So just like dogs need food, DNF, divide by a negative, flip the sign. DNF, dividing, negative, flip. All right, so let that help you to remember that when we divide by negative, we have to flip the sign. And so 20 divided by -20 is -1. So that's the solution to our inequality. That's saying that we have a lot of answers to this question. We're saying anything that's greater than -1 is a solution to this problem. Now, it doesn't say equal to. So that's why the circle is open at -1 when we graph it. It's saying it doesn't include -1, but it's everything bigger than that. So it could be -0.999, right? Because that's a little bit bigger than -1. And so another thing is that whatever you see in terms of this arrow, your graph is going to match that arrow when you shade in the right side or the side that you need to shade. So it's going to look like that because this is the arrow that's included. Yeah, so that's what your graph looks like. The answer is X is greater than -1. Okay, so now is a great time to pause and work on the second one. See if you can do that based on the first one. Okay, I'll give you a chance to do that. And by the way, this picture over here, this is in your dashboard. If you want to download it, there's even a black and white version. So you can download it and just have it for reference. It's under look in the algebra section, algebra resources under inequalities. Okay, so let's solve this one. So we have x plus 2 is greater than 16 minus x. Again, I want the x to be on the left side. So that means this is the x that needs to move. So I'm going to add x to both sides. Negative x plus x is 0. So that's 1x plus another. That's 2x plus 2 is greater than 16. Now I'm going to think, okay, I've got a plus 2 over here that needs to go away. So that needs to be minus 2 because 2 minus 2 is 0. And I'll subtract 2 on the other side. So that leaves me 2x is greater than 14. I'll divide both sides by 2. Now the nice thing is I didn't divide by negative, so I don't have to change the sign. It's just x is greater than 7. And when I do that, I'm going to just have an open circle again at 7. And remember, it goes in the direction of this arrow. Greater than is here. So that means I shade everything this way. All the solutions are anything that's greater than 7. Okay, I hope that helps. See you next time.